How often have you found yourself struggling to stick to a new habit you're trying to develop? Is the problem really about the habit, or is it about dedication? Let's be honest, we've all been there. We've all tried to incorporate new habits into our lives, only to find them slipping away after a week or two. It's easy to blame it on the habit itself, convincing ourselves that it was too hard, too time-consuming, or simply not enjoyable. But could it be that the real culprit is not the habit itself, but rather our lack of dedication? You see, dedication is the driving force behind any new habit formation. It's the engine that keeps our motivation running, even when the initial excitement of the new habit begins to fade. Without dedication, our attempts to form new habits are like a car without fuel, destined to stall and eventually come to a stop. But why is dedication so important? Well, the answer lies in the nature of habits themselves. Habits, by definition, are actions that we perform regularly and automatically, often without conscious thought. They're not something that we can just decide to do one day and expect to stick. They require repeated effort, consistency, and yes, dedication. So, when we try to form a new habit without the necessary dedication, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We're trying to build a house without a solid foundation, and it's only a matter of time before it comes crashing down. But don't let this discourage you. Instead, let it serve as a wake-up call. A call to invest not just in the habit itself, but in the dedication required to sustain it. A call to understand that it's not just about doing something new, but about committing to it, day in, day out. And when we do that, when we invest in our dedication as much as we invest in the habit itself, we unlock the power to make any habit stick. We transform ourselves from someone who merely tries to someone who succeeds. The secret to making good habits stick, it seems, is deeply rooted in our dedication. But what exactly makes a habit, and what does science say about it? Well, the formation of habits is a truly fascinating process that involves both psychological and neurological mechanisms. Let's break it down. Habits, at their core, are simply patterns of behavior that we perform automatically without conscious thought. This happens because our brains are constantly looking for ways to save effort. Imagine if you had to consciously think about every single action you take throughout your day. From brushing your teeth to driving your car, it would be exhausting, wouldn't it? That's where habits come into play. Now let's talk about the neuroscience behind it. When we perform an action repeatedly, our brain starts to recognize this as a pattern. This pattern gets encoded in a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, which is responsible for motor control, learning, and memory. The more we repeat the action, the stronger this neural pathway becomes, and the more automatic the behavior becomes. But here's the catch. The brain doesn't distinguish between good habits like exercising regularly and bad habits like procrastinating. It's all about the pattern. That's why it's so easy to fall into bad habits and why it can be so hard to break them. Also, habits aren't just about repetition. They also involve a psychological process known as conditioning. This means that our habits are often linked to specific triggers or cues in our environment. For instance, you might automatically reach for a snack when you're watching TV, even if you're not actually hungry. The act of watching TV has become a cue for the habit of snacking. Lastly, habits are also reinforced by rewards. When a behavior leads to a positive outcome, we're more likely to repeat it in the future. This is known as the reward cycle. For example, the feeling of accomplishment after a workout can reinforce the habit of regular exercise. So, there you have it. Habits are a result of repeated actions, conditioning, and rewards, all encoded into our neural pathways. Understanding the science behind habit formation is the first step to mastering your habits. So, what do the experts say about habit formation and dedication? When it comes to habit formation, experts often emphasize the power of consistency. It's not about making big, drastic changes overnight. Instead, it's about making small, consistent efforts every day. Renowned psychologist James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, advocates for this approach. His advice? Make your habits so easy you can't say no. By starting with small habits, you can gradually build up to more significant changes. Another key piece of advice from experts is the importance of understanding your why. Simon Sinek, a British-American author and motivational speaker, emphasizes the importance of finding your why as a driving force. This means understanding the deeper motivation behind why you want to form a specific habit. When you're clear on your why, it's easier to stay dedicated, even when the going gets tough. Furthermore, experts often talk about the power of visual cues in habit formation. Visual cues are things you can see that remind you to perform a habit. For example, If you want to drink more water, you might keep a water bottle on your desk as a visual reminder. Gretchen Rubin, author of Better Than Before, suggests that by making the cues for our habits visible, we can make it easier to remember to perform them. In addition, experts also highlight the role of rewards in habit formation. Rewards help to reinforce the behavior you're trying to establish. Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, explains the habit loop, which consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. The reward is what helps to solidify the habit. It's the positive reinforcement that makes the brain want to repeat the behavior in the future. Moreover, Dr. B.J. Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford University, proposes a model for habit formation that combines triggers, ability, and motivation. According to him, for a behavior to occur, you must be motivated, able to perform the behavior, and triggered to do so. He suggests that if a desired habit isn't sticking, it could be because one of these three elements is missing. Lastly, experts stress the importance of patience in habit formation. Habits take time to form. Contrary to the popular belief that it takes 21 days to form a habit, research from University College London suggests it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days. So, don't be discouraged if your new habits don't stick right away. Be patient with yourself and keep going. Clearly, dedication plays a pivotal role in habit formation, but how can we cultivate this dedication? Scene script. Cultivating dedication isn't a walk in the park, but it's not an impossible task either. Just like a seed needs the right conditions to grow, dedication requires a nurturing environment. It's not about forcing yourself to be dedicated, but rather about creating the right conditions for dedication to flourish. Firstly, it's essential to have a clear vision. Dedication doesn't exist in a vacuum, it's always tied to something. Whether it's a skill you want to master, a habit you want to form, or a goal you want to achieve, having a clear vision gives your dedication a direction. It's like the North Star guiding you on your journey. So take some time to clarify your vision. What do you really want? What are you willing to dedicate yourself to? Secondly, dedication is fueled by passion. Passion is the fire that keeps you going when things get tough. It's the spark that ignites your dedication. Without passion, dedication can feel like a chore. So find what you're passionate about. It could be something you love doing, something you're naturally good at, or something that deeply resonates with you. Remember, passion is not something to be found, but rather it's something to be cultivated. Thirdly, dedication requires a growth mindset. This is the belief that you can improve and grow with effort and persistence. It's about embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks, and seeing effort as the path to mastery. A growth mindset will help you stay dedicated even when progress is slow or when obstacles arise. Fourthly, dedication is strengthened by discipline. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making a commitment and sticking to it. Discipline is like the backbone of dedication. It keeps you on track and helps you stay focused on your vision. Lastly, dedication is nurtured by consistency. Consistency is the key to making progress. It's not about making huge leaps, but rather about making small, consistent steps towards your vision. Consistency is what turns actions into habits and habits into a lifestyle. To cultivate dedication, start small. Set a goal that is achievable and realistic. Then, make a plan. Break down your goal into small, manageable steps. Dedicate a specific time each day to work on your goal, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Dedication is not about perfection, it's about progress. Remember, dedication is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't be discouraged if you struggle at first. Just keep going, keep showing up, keep pushing forward. Cultivating dedication is a journey, one that requires consistent effort and patience. Now that we have a better understanding of habit formation and the role of dedication, how can we make good habits stick? Well, let's delve into some strategies that can help us cement those good habits into our daily lives. One crucial tactic is to start small. When we aim to form a new habit, we often have grand ambitions. But the truth is, it's much easier to start with small, manageable tasks and gradually build up to bigger ones. For instance, if you want to incorporate reading into your routine, start by reading for 5 minutes a day. Then slowly increase the duration as you become more comfortable. Another effective strategy is to bind your new habit with an existing one. This technique, known as habit stacking, effectively anchors your new behavior to a well-established routine. So if you're trying to cultivate the habit of meditating, do it immediately after a daily activity you never skip, like brushing your teeth in the morning. It's also essential to make your habits easy to accomplish. Reduce the friction between you and the desired behavior. If you're trying to exercise more, for instance, lay out your workout clothes the night before. This way, you'll have one less obstacle to overcome when it's time to get moving. Remember, patience is a virtue when forming new habits. It can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days to form a new habit. So, don't be disheartened if your new routine doesn't stick immediately. Consistency is key. Lastly, celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Rewarding yourself after accomplishing your goal can reinforce the behavior and make it more likely to stick. So, to recap, start small, use habit stacking, make your habits easy, be patient, and celebrate your wins. These strategies can help you make good habits stick, transforming them from conscious efforts into automatic parts of your daily routine. Remember, the key to making good habits stick is dedication and consistency. To bring this all together, let's look at some real-life examples of successful habit formation. Consider the story of Sarah, a corporate executive who found herself consistently struggling with stress and anxiety. She decided to incorporate meditation into her daily routine. Every morning, before her workday began, she dedicated 10 minutes to sit quietly and focus on her breath. Initially, this was a challenging task, but she persisted, and over time, this 10-minute routine became a non-negotiable part of her day. Now she reports feeling more grounded and less reactive to stressors at work. Sarah's commitment to her morning meditation habit has significantly improved her mental health. Then there's Mike, a father of two, who wanted to be more present with his children. He decided to make a habit of turning off his phone and other electronics once he came home from work. The first few days were tough, with him constantly reaching for his phone out of habit. But his dedication to his goal of being present with his family helped him stick to this new habit. Now he enjoys quality time with his family, free from digital distractions. And let's not forget about Lisa, a college student who struggled with maintaining a healthy lifestyle amidst her busy schedule. She decided to form a habit of preparing her meals for the week every Sunday. Despite the time it took, she remained dedicated to this habit because she knew it was a crucial step towards her goal of living healthier. Now, she enjoys a balanced diet and has more time during the week, thanks to her meal prepping habit. These stories, among many others, demonstrate that successful habit formation is not just about what habit you're trying to form, but also about the dedication and commitment you bring to the process. Even when it's challenging, even when it's inconvenient, these individuals have shown that dedication can make all the difference. As these examples show, dedication is the secret ingredient to successful habit formation. So, how dedicated are you to your habits? Today, we've delved into the power of dedication and habits, dissected the science behind habit formation, and learned from experts about how to cultivate our dedication. We've also explored practical steps to make good habits stick and heard inspiring real-life examples of successful habit formation. Each of these elements intertwine in a dance of discipline and desire, reminding us that dedication isn't a one-time decision, but a daily commitment. It's about showing up for yourself, day in, day out, in pursuit of your best self. So why not start today? Begin by identifying one habit you'd like to cultivate. Use the insights from this video to guide your journey. And remember, be patient with yourself. Changes don't happen overnight. They are the results of consistent effort and unwavering dedication. Remember, your dedication is the key to making your habits stick. Don't underestimate its power.